Here's yet another example of the mishandling of the Word of God from the original texts into English translations, namely with the words slave and servant. For example, when Jesus says in Matthew chapter 10:25 that it is sufficient for the learning one that he becomes as his teacher and the slave as his Lord, well, here the word slave is doulos from G 1401. Or then here in Matthew 23:11, when we read, but the greater one will be your servant, not slave, but servant, this is from diakonos, G 1249. Where you see here in the definition of that Blue Letter Bible, it's a servant, diakonos. However, here, doulos in a different word family than diakonos, we see they've translated it the same thing. When this word defines a slave. So again, the Devar translation consistently distinguishes between one who is a servant, diakonos, and one who is a slave, doulos. Where again, these words are contained in word families. So if you just click this word, this box gives you a word family reference, D34, where if you have a word family tab and you search this, you see here are all the words: slave, slaving, slaving one, slavery, slavery, enslave, lead to slave, etc., etc., etc. But then the word serve, servant, etc. is from K45 here. Hence, serve, service, servant, serving, etc., etc. Where interestingly, the word dust is also included in this same word family. That's beside the point. Here again is just another example of the mincing of words, where the definition of a slave should be translated slave, not servant, because diakonos defines a servant, which they've translated servant 8 times, but then also they've translated minister 20 times. But then they also translate other completely different words, like parecho here, for example, the same thing, minister. So when you're reading the Devar Bible translation and you come across the word serve, served, service, servant, servants, etc., etc., you know that they're all consistently translated from the Greek word family of diakonos, where then again a slave or slaves or slaving or slavery, etc., etc., is doulos, a different word family, a different context in all of the many occurrences, which should be distinguished from a servant. So, if understanding the Word of God accurately, precisely is important to you, consider the Devar translation, where on the screen here is just the thumbnail picture of my video where I explain a little bit about the translation and offer the information or the links where to get the software. So go look on my video wall for this video, 090, and consider the best Bible translation in the world, the best English translation. God bless you.